like a hat or something. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it's going great. You know, the guys have worked really hard the last 2 days. It's a huge short turnaround, obviously. You know, what was cool to see is yesterday after practice, about 4 guys stayed and played one-on-one afterwards. You know, and that's kind of the essence of, you know, how you grew up playing, you know, your love for the game and stuff like that. And I think that's one thing we have to find a little bit of joy in this, in the journey, in the fight. And, you know, it hasn't been very joyful. But at the end of the day, these are the most important days of your life as a college athlete. And there's very few things in life they tell you can only do for 4 years. You know, you can drive a car for as long as you want. You can do this, do that. You know, if you're in Dolan, you start driving at about age 10. And, but you can only play college basketball for 4 years. So I want it to be a good 4, a fun 4. And we got to discover some of that joy.
Is that kind of the message of there's only 8, 9 more games left to try and enjoy this? Or kind of what's
well, we have to, you know, enjoy the fight and the battle. And, you know, when you're mired in a losing streak, you know, it just feels like that. It feels like you're sloshing around in the mud. And you have to be able to dust yourself off and pull your bootstraps up and go get them.
You've been around a lot of basketball, a lot of different seasons, different teams.
This is unique.
I was going to say, have you seen, been a part of anything like this?
Yeah, you know, I've seen crisis of confidence, and this is certainly one of them. But this was unanticipated. Is that the right word? I don't know. But, you know, so sometimes you know going into the year, like, hey, we're going to hit some struggles. Now, I always knew three-point shooting, you know, might be there. But, you know, when it drains into your two-point shooting, your free throws, you know, your practice, you know, it's like a virus, and you just got to flush it out of your system.
As a coaching staff, when you talk about trying to rediscover the fun, how much do you say, like in a game, just, all right, guys, we're just going to go play. We're not going to run a bunch of sets and stuff like that.
Well, you want to have success.
Yeah.
So, and I think the hardest part is I want to let them play, but because we're struggling shooting, I also want them to have a dependable, an understanding, a shot you can practice, knowing where it's there. So we're just trying to clean up some of the details and make it cleaner, so to speak. Because like right now, let's just use this example. I might come off, I might be James coming off a screen and roll, and I turn to throw it back because they're squeezed in on the roll guy, so I'm throwing it back for that outside three-pointer. We throw it out here. So now you've missed that opportunity, and you're not going to shoot it. Now you get a disjointed possession. So we're just trying to clean up the details like that.
When your team's kind of facing adversity like this, and I suppose it's situational, but do you tell your guys to kind of stick to it, or do you have to go back to the drawing board?
Yeah, no, I like to stick to it, but you also need to change the stimulus, right? So how do we, you know, maybe it's the way we watch film or where you practice or how you do practice. For instance, we've switched up our order of practice. You know, usually you come in, you warm them up, you shoot, start with some defensive breakdown, some transition breakdown, offense and defense, and then you get into your stuff. Well, we just change it, you know. So you try and change the stimulus without changing your habits or what you're built on. You're never going to compromise your principles.
It's passed up a lot of shots. You kind of mentioned it out. How do you get them to balance getting the best shot you can, but having a quick trigger?
Yeah. Same thing. Just shoot your shot. You know, it's the old just shoot. When it's there, you know when the ball's coming at you. And so then we try and get into, hey, so one of the reasons we're not shooting our shot is maybe we're off target with our passing or just, you know, that attention. Get them focused on just, okay, deliver the little things, do the little things, and then the rest will follow.
Glenn Watson was shooting immediately after the game. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I heard about it, yeah.
What's that say to you, and what does Glenn have to do to play a little better?
Yeah, you know, Glenn just needs to clear his mind and play. He's a great kid. I'm going to have him talking to the media today. He's thrilled about it. And right, G? You're thrilled about this? Yeah. And Glenn's fine. What it says about him is, one, you see his integrity and how much he cares. He was in there with two, you know, he got the managers. You know, this was all self-driven, and nobody wants it worse. And sometimes that works against you. And so I'm excited to get him up here in front of you guys and just help flush everything out and get this thing going in the right direction.
Do you handle Carson Edwards?
Yeah. How about Ryan Cline just shooting it up too? Those two guys are really going. Carson's a nightmare. You can do everything right and he still scores. So you just have to realize that, make it hard for him. Make it as hard as you can for him.
And yeah, Matt Harms in the middle there, backline defense. How do you kind of deal with having that kind of a rim protector on the floor?
I got some hair gel for him, so I thought that was a savvy veteran move. Thanks.
When you guys are going through confidence issues
Yeah.
and kind of, what do you try and tell them? Or
Berate them.
what
I
do you try
berate
and
them.
do?
I just beat them down.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. The one thing you can't do is say, be confident, right? I mean, so you look for little successes and you just try and build off that. Try and dominate their time, like hit them on text when they're at home with my assistants and stuff like that. Give them the same message from different people over and over. Just that you love them, you're there for them. Don't worry, let's not overthink anything. Let's just keep going. And I believe in them, and I think that's the number one thing you got to do is support somebody when they're going through a difficult time, and remind them it's college basketball. We're here to play. Let's relax and play.
You talked a little bit about working with players
I
individually.
thought I was out of here. So go ahead.
Well, they struggle,
Yeah.
but has there been anything different you've tried with James yet, or tried to tweak with his game?
Just always I like to. What I like to do, James, is just put him in a situation where we break down his jumper and get it more in one motion. And so we did a few things like that with him.
Now you can go.
Get out of here.